Backrooms, a name that has come to symbolize one of the most disturbing and creepy internet mysteries of the modern internet age. But where exactly did the Backrooms come from? Where did it originate? And most importantly, how do you survive? Today, lady and man, we are of course talking about the Backrooms. Over to you, Studio Mariner. Thank you, Backrooms Mariner. To understand the Backrooms, we must first go back to May 2019. It all started with a single, unsettling image. The picture, an empty yellow-lit room with stained, musty carpet and fluorescent lighting. It seemed harmless at first glance, but the accompanying description changed everything. If you are not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the Backrooms, where it's nothing but the stink of old, moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. In that moment, the Backrooms became a reality. The Backrooms tapped into something primal, a universal fear of being trapped in a place that feels so familiar, yet so alien at the same time. Back to you, Backrooms Mariner. At the heart of the Backroom is the concept of liminal spaces. These are the spaces that exist on the threshold between two states. Places that we pass through but never truly inhabit. Think of an empty school hallway after hours, a deserted subway platform at night, or even an office building long after everyone has gone home. Liminal spaces are deeply disturbing because they interrupt our sense of normalcy. These are spaces that should be bustling with activity, full of people, noise, and movement, but when they're empty, they feel wrong. The Backrooms takes this to the extreme, creating an endless amount of rooms that are devoid of life, but feel eerily familiar. Psychologists suggest that liminal spaces evoke feelings of unease because they represent transition. These are spaces that don't belong to any one purpose. They're not meant to be lived in, they're only meant to be passed through. And when we find ourselves stuck in one, our sense of time, place, and reality begin to unravel. But the Backrooms doesn't just stop at one room. What was once thought to be a single, infinite maze of yellow walls and buzzing lights soon expanded into a multiverse of sorts, each with its own unique environment and set of rules. These are known as the levels. The most recognizable level is level 0, which we all know by now. The endless yellow corridors, the soft hum of fluorescent lights, and the ever-present sense of isolation. But beyond level 0, things start to get stranger. Level 1 shifts the environment drastically. Gone are the yellow walls, replaced by dark, concrete storage rooms and vast empty warehouses. Here, the lights flicker unpredictably, plunging parts of the level into complete darkness, completely randomly. And then there's level 2, a series of narrow, claustrophobic tunnels filled with mechanical noises, hisses, and steam, and an ever-growing sense of danger. Back to you, Studio Mariner. It has since been rumoured that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of additional levels. Some of these take the forms of vast cities with no inhabitants, others resemble dreamlike forests, or caverns submerged underwater. There are even levels that defy the laws of physics, where space and time warp in ways that are impossible to comprehend. The horror of the Backrooms is that there is no definitive list. No two explorations are ever the same. And as if the endless hallways and architecture weren't enough, there's another reason to fear the Backrooms. You are never truly alone. I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. This is just a mid-video announcement. If you guys like what you see, make sure you click that big red subscribe button. According to lore, the Backrooms are inhabited by entities, strange, often hostile beings that stalk the halls in search of intruders. Some entities are barely human, shadowy figures that phase between the walls, while others are bizarre, insect-like creatures that lurk in the darkness. Their motives are unclear, but one thing is certain: encountering them is almost always a death sentence. So the question is, how do you survive? Well, lucky for you, we have someone on the team in the Backrooms as we speak. Let's head over to our Backroom Survival Marathon. The most terrifying aspect of these entities is their unpredictability. You might spend hours wandering the halls without seeing a single soul, only to find yourself hunted by something you can't fully comprehend. One of the most common and the most infamous entities is the Smiler. The Smilers hide in the dark. Their only feature a wide and unnatural grin that glows faintly in the shadows. And then there are the hounds, humanoid creatures that crawl on all fours, their behavior animalistic, their speed terrifying. And the deeper you go, the more dangerous and bizarre these entities become. Some entities don't follow the rules of reality. They can phase in and out of walls, appear suddenly without warning, or even distort time itself. Your best hope is to avoid detection at all costs. Stay quiet, stay vigilant, and be ready to run. The key to survival in the backrooms is simple. The backrooms have rules, but those rules change depending on the level, or depending on the entity that is hunting you. The only consistent advice that every survivor can offer: if you don't trust what you see, and if you hear footsteps that aren't yours, run. While the backrooms are often discussed as horror, many people believe that the backrooms represent something deeper, an existential or psychological nightmare. One interpretation sees the backrooms as a metaphor for the monotony and isolation of modern life. In many ways, the backrooms resemble the soulless office spaces and repetitive architecture that we encounter in real life. These are places designed for function and not comfort. Places that strip away individuality and leave us feeling disconnected and alone. For some, the backrooms represents a fear of being trapped in a life that feels repetitive, devoid of meaning or escape. These are places that we pass through constantly, but when they are empty, when there's no purpose and no movement, they become eerie reflections of the routines that we find ourselves trapped in. The backrooms have become much more than a single image or story. They've become a phenomenon. What started as a single image has grown into a sprawling, collaborative mythos, inspiring creators across all platforms to create their own interpretations and expand the lore. Video games has embraced the backrooms with open arms. Meanwhile, YouTube creators and horror communities have delved into every aspect that the backrooms has to offer. Some videos focus on breaking down specific levels, while others explore theories about entities, the potential origins of the backrooms, and what they mean on a philosophical level. Indie filmmakers and animators have also contributed to the backrooms lore. With each new video, theory, or game, the backrooms continues to grow, with endless possibilities, interpretations, and terrifying concepts. But why are we so fascinated by the backrooms? What is it about these endless, unsettling corridors that keeps us coming back for more? Part of the appeal lies in the liminal spaces themselves. These are places that feel like they truly exist outside of time. Places from our childhood, and places that give us a feeling of certain nostalgia. Even though these places are empty, barren, and somewhat frightening, there is a weird sense of comfort that comes with them. And maybe it is the familiarity of these places that makes the backrooms so unnerving. We've all been in places like this before. Whether it's an empty hallway or a deserted building, we all know what that feels like. But in the backrooms, these places stretch on forever, with no escape and something lurking just out of sight. The backrooms blurs the line between reality and nightmare. They take our everyday environment and turn them into something sinister. It's fear of getting lost in a place that feels so familiar, yet deeply wrong. The fear that something beyond comprehension is watching you, waiting for you to slip up.
Well, it appears that we have reached the end of the video. I hope you know a little bit more about surviving in the backrooms. May your death be swift.